Welcome to the WSL Post Show. Day one of the second stop on the Challenger Series is in the bag here at the GWM Sydney Surf Pro, presented by Bonsoy. North Narrabeen delivers once again. It was pumping out there this morning when we first rocked up. Sure, the wind kicked up. Sure, it got tough, but we got through those first couple of rounds, and that was the big goal today. Ronnie Blakey, joined by a local here. Thanks for having us, Jess Starling. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good job, day one. Nailed it.
In the bag.
Perfect. And we've also got Richie Lovett here, who's weighing up whether he's going to surf in the Legends Heat. Rich, what's the call?
Undecided at this point. Well, I mean, you know, it's just as fun to sit in here and call all the action and watch all my friends and partners and foes of yesteryear going at it. But you never know. I'll suss the conditions out. We'll see how we go.
Nice, mate. Love to see you out there.
Yeah, I would. I really would.
I just don't know if this is capable anymore.
What's this?
This rig.
Oh, the rig.
The rig, mate.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about what we saw out there today. The waves were fun. We got through those first couple of rounds. Some pretty impressive performances from some of the veteran campaigners. I think we're going to have a look at a performance in Heat 1, round of 48. Nikki Van Dijk stepping up, putting together one of the most solid heat performances of the day, Jess.
Yeah, it was amazing. I think Nikki... Mate, she's a veteran and she's so good, and even just chatting to her before a heat, she just seems so confident.
And this was Rich when that wind actually kicked up, and you know, Nikki's opponents in this heat sort of struggled to adapt, but you know, so much experience for her. She just tapped into a nice clean flow.
Yeah, we've talked about adaptability, and it's those who can do it on the fly. They're the ones that are the most successful. And Nikki just showing a ton of experience here. You know, it wasn't a straightforward heat for the rest of her competitors. It was quite a tough heat as well. You know, all the girls got some great rides, but Nikki just really confident in her approach.
You kind of expected that Nikki would get the win in that heat, but Annie dos Santos impressed us, Jess, winning the trials up against a pretty stacked field there and getting herself a place in that next round.
Yeah, the trials was big too, and if anyone's comfortable in big waves, it is Annie dos Santos. I mean, if you haven't seen her Noom film 22, it just showcases how hard she actually does charge. But she's also no stranger to this wave at Narrabeen, so I'm really excited that she's made around and she's going to be able to show her surfing more.
Bring it on. It's going to be fun. We're going to check in with the winner of the last heat with Laura Enever now.
Yes, guys, down here with Yoli, last heat of the day, you got the job done, but it wasn't easy. You were just saying halfway through that heat, you had to have a reset. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was pretty hard. Like I think it was my first wave. I thought it was going to be pretty good, and for me, I felt like I rode it out. Because there's going to be a big score, I reckon the judges had to really review it. But for me, it felt like a make. But then I had to go back out and have a reset. I stayed out in the lineup, like trying to get myself straight and like, okay, I got to get another one to make it done. But yeah, I'm just happy that I managed to reset and get that little 7 at the end.
And you've obviously been watching the conditions all day. They've changed a lot, but, you know, some fun waves and you're able to find them out there. Talk us through that and the conditions.
For me, like, as people know me, I quite like bigger waves and I like to hit those one big turns. I was kind of looking for that in the beginning, but it just seemed like it died off and I only had that first one. And then after my reset, I was just a bit shocked and I had to get the ball rolling, so I had another 3 and just start to work again and found that 7 just lined up for me. I had last priority, so I was pretty happy that one came to me.
Yes, a 7 under priority feels very, very good. Surfing your way into rhythm. You got a 9th up on the Gold Coast, you know, off to a flying start this year on the Challengers. What do you think has, you know, changed mentally that you're taking in?
Yeah, I last year didn't go that well for me in the challenges. I mean, I feel like my surf is there. It was just I had a lot to work mentally and kind of have a reset. I actually went for my first surf trip ever. I've never flew around the world just surfing. I always went for competition. So at the end of last year, I went to Hawaii just for a couple of weeks and just free surf. In the beginning of this year, I did it again, and I think it really reset my mind. And I'm ready. I'm ready to go and to qualify.
Amazing. Well, good luck in the next round. See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. Wow, that is a competitor who seems really focused, really clear-minded, and that could be really dangerous.
Yeah, that was great energy. I love the fact that at the end she said, I'm ready to qualify. I was like, okay.
First surf trip.
Yeah, what?
She's got some catching up to do.
Yeah, girl.
That's shocking. But, Rich, the men kicked off the day. Round of 80, we saw some strong performances, and the waves were looking really clean. Let's have a look at Heat 6 here.
Yeah, this is Caius King on the backhand. Started well. Had an okay result up on the Gold Coast, but once more, he's in really good form. And, this was a tough heat. You can see the conditions still beautiful and glassy. And it was Levi Slawson who eventually took the win. But this guy here, Carlos Munoz, sort of pulled it out of the bag right at the end of this heat and dropped a big number to move into the progression.
Yeah, heartbreaker for Caius. He did start the heat with one of the best numbers of 6, but, you know, Levi demanded the spotlight in this performance. So rock solid.
Yeah, chatting to him after the heat too, he was just saying that he's found a good board, he's picked it up here while he's in Australia, and he's going to surf it for the rest of the heat. And if he's doing surfing like that, I'd be quite nervous to be a competitor.
Oh, yeah. No, he's always one of those guys that seems to turn it on beautifully in the jersey, so we'll see if he can keep the momentum going. But solid heat score totals. Carlos bumps Caius back into third. Tired Lee Island, he's got to make up some ground now when they head back to South Africa. Bolito will be the next stop for him. But, just wonder how many opportunities Caius is going to get this year.
Yeah, not too sure. The Aussie leg, he really wanted to come out with a couple of big results to warrant getting some more starts in the Challenger Series. The surfing's there. There's just something not quite right, and he's not getting through enough heats.
He's getting good scores, though. That's a real positive for him, and looking like he's 100% healthy. Let's have a look at the Boost Mobile heat of the day. Heat 5, the round of 48 for the women, where we saw the lead changing a number of times. Hinkle, the Brazilian, she really did put up some good scores.
Yeah, she did. This heat was just back and forth from all the way from the start to the finish. We saw Mia Hupp. It's actually her birthday today. She turned 19 today.
Oh, God, she would have loved to celebrate progressing through this heat.
Oh, it just would have been the perfect way to turn 19, but still putting on a great performance. And then this lady right here, she has been a force to be reckoned with in the Asian Regional Series. Anon just finding one and getting the finish, teeing off 3 times with a little look in too. She liked it.
This was the story of the heat, though, coming from third place, chasing a number in the dying stages, putting it all on the line. And a neat little combination, too. Tessa Thyssen, she got the jump from third into first. She took the win. It's a big turnaround.
That was a huge manoeuvre there, just throwing it throwing the kitchen sink at it and everything else. But pulling it off, one of those real high-risk manoeuvres, and that feels good as a competitor when you nail that.
And we saw it a couple of times today, clutch performances in the dying stages. Leilani had a similar moment at the end of her heat to save her place in this draw. You really can see how much it means to the competitors. Usually we're focused on those progressing through as they come out of the water. There's been some devastated looks as well today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Leilani herself told me that the most nerve-wracking heat to surf in this event is the first round. She said it is so hard to progress through that first round. So she stayed with me up at Snapper, and she's staying down the road from me here. So I was definitely cheering her on in that heat. I was like, go, Lay.
Yeah, she did well. She saved herself. Held her composure beautifully. Let's have a look at the Surfline forecast. Rich, we knew we were going to have a bit of swell to work with today. What's the story tomorrow?
I think it might be a bit more Groundhog Day. I think we're going to have more of the same. It might back down just a little bit before it kicks into the weekend. But you can see here we've had clean conditions all day today. We had that onshore wind come up in the afternoon, still super contestable. But we got some energy coming our way in the next few days, which is really, really exciting. Let's have a look at your head. So tomorrow, 3 to 4 foot faces. So around that head high mark, we'll have a little side shore action. Then it will turn onshore in the morning. But then Saturday into Sunday and then Monday, things start to check up. There's a new energy there coming out of the east. I'm not too concerned about the wind at all. It's going to be fairly light and variable and really contestable.
Yeah, well, I think when we saw the wind turn onshore today, it didn't stop the competitors attacking those end sections. There was still nice clean faces to work with too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the end sections, the wind almost allowed it to push back at them a little bit more, which in my opinion is quite fun. When the wave pushes back, it allows you to push it that little bit harder. So yeah, I don't think the wind was that much of an issue today at all.
And it won't be. moving forward. These competitors are ready for it. They're going to rip in. They're going to give us fantastic battles. Let's have a look at the best of what today served up. The BioGlen Daily Dose, our top 5 moments. Starting at number 5, Sierra Kerr just sparking the afternoon to life with a strong backhand approach.
Yeah, just showing us a little snippet, just a little bit of what she's capable of, just really getting in tune with the conditions here. Took to the air, the one and only air done on the women's side. So that progression, and she's building. She said she loves these sort of conditions down there with Josh, and she'll be moving on.
A lot of buzz around this guy and Geordie Lawler as well, but Dylan Moffat getting the job done today, Jess.
Oh, this was so great to see. Almost heartwarming, I guess, for the Narrabeen community. Dill, he's so loved. His actual teacher brought her class of students down to watch him today, and yeah, surfing like this just makes me excited to see what he can do down further in the draw.
Such a good surfer. Love his approach. Very unique, super raw, unpredictable. And looking forward to seeing more of his surfing as he moves through the rounds. Coming in at number 3, another Northern Beaches local, firing up on day 1.
Yeah, Axel from down at my hood, North Stain, down at Manly, but really taking to these North Stain lefts, surfing pressure-free. Trials winner coming through, had a ton of support. A bunch of the lads from Manly came up to support Axel, and he's just finding his competitive rhythm again, but looking super strong.
He sure is. Well, we saw this moment just earlier on in the post-show. Tessa Thyssen saving herself, putting it all on the line here, and this is maybe when the conditions were at their trickiest.
Oh, they definitely were at their trickiest, and she came back and performed world-class surfing, and I think Tessa proved to us that she's looking mature, she's looking strong. She actually ran up the beach, and I was like, wow, she is looking so strong. So Tessa, imagine what she can do in good conditions.
But coming in at number 1, highest wave of the day, looking super powerful and strong. Kirra Pinkerton puts it together here at North Narrabeen.
Oh my gosh, she had so many attempts at this and was just waiting for that right wave. She put it all together, stitched it up, and hammered that final turn, and you can see the elation there. She's like, yep, I did it. She was frustrated through the heat, and then she got to that last moment and got the win. Great wave.
Yeah, big one for Kirra too. She came out to Australia competing in a board riders event at Snapper Rocks where she made the final, and she looked like a local. She was surfing so well there, so I know she had massive expectations for a huge finish there. Got bumped out of the comp in the first heat, and to almost fall out of the mix here would have been very, very just sad for her, honestly. So it was a massive turnaround in that heat.
Yeah, no, I was really stoked to see, and you could see the passion at the end of that wave too. And 8-point ride came in. She was all smiles on the beach. So Kirra, I feel like once she finds her groove, she really kind of sinks in and grows from there.
Most definitely. Bring it on. Looking forward to seeing more surfing like that. That's all we got for you today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, 7:15. We'll make the call for a possible 7:30 a.m. start. We'll see you then.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.